Hello guys, today we're gonna be messing around with the Alcatel 3X 2020 that I fixed in one of the previous videos. So I installed a couple of apps on the phone here and already used it a little, so I can already tell you're not up for a good experience. So here's an app that's pre-installed called Enjoy Now, and as you can tell by this app, it doesn't work, and that is very much foreshadowing that we're not gonna enjoy using this phone. So we have a Helio P22 Mediatek here, which doesn't have any big cores. It's gonna prove to be quite an issue nowadays. Other than that, we have a standard Android 10 installation, 5000 mAh battery, which on this phone is actually in very good condition. The battery really lasts a lot. It probably has something to do with the processor. It's very power efficient despite being very shitty. We have 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage. We also have an SD card slot, but sadly on this phone, as you can tell, we can't really format the SD card as internal storage. Yeah, if we press format, it's gonna format as portable, so we can't really increase our internal storage using this method. Another quite major issue that we have on this phone is the fact that we do not have 5 GHz Wi-Fi support, which is ridiculously bad. So let me just show you here for reference. As you can tell, the speeds are quite miserable. Okay, so here we have a Galaxy J5 2017 on the stock ROM, and this phone, it has 5 GHz Wi-Fi support, like you can see the 5 GHz network. Still waiting for this phone to finish the speed test. It's so ridiculously slow, the Wi-Fi on it. Okay, it's doing 36 right now. In other times it might do more, but here on the J5 you see we easily get to 190 megabits per second, which is like the expected speed. And this phone, it's solar. It's supposedly weaker than this one, still has that. I wasn't exactly sure which apps to try, so we have TikTok here because it doesn't require an account. And I can tell you that doesn't run the best. So you can already tell it takes a bit of time to load. Even while just scrolling, there are some stutters, but once we actually start like using the UI of the app, it's chugging a bit more. It's not unusable, definitely. It's definitely not smooth. So if a basic app like this is having issues, not off to a good start. The YouTube app, from what I tested, actually runs quite a bit better. So let's try out a video. See, the loading speeds are not exactly horrendous. The quality we should have like 720p here, I think. Yeah, 720p. Even 1080. The screen is actually just 720 on this phone, so I don't know how much of a difference that's gonna make, but... Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but we're actually dropping some frames here and there. Okay, it seems like it caught up. For the picture quality, obviously it's an IPS panel. Not the best one, not the worst one either, it's serviceable. Obviously 60 Hz, we don't have anything fancy here like 90 or 120 Hz. Speaker sound. It sounds pretty bad, not gonna lie. Like, I don't know if the speaker is like defective on this phone or just it just sounds like that by default. But that's definitely not a good speaker. So camera wise, we have a 13 megapixel camera on the back. I believe we also have an ultra wide and a macro and a depth camera. Come on man, just focus. Some pictures of the glorious J5. Well, it's not that bad, to be fair. As for video, Alright, so this is how my videos would have looked if I recorded them with an Alcatel 3X. That's the phone I'm recording with, Redmi K80 Pro. Not sure if it's the screen or the camera, the colors don't look the best. The clarity doesn't look the best either, and the focus seems to be slightly over the place. Alright, web browsing. It is not all that bad from what I've noticed. Like, Chrome seems to run about as good or bad as you would expect. Like, just opening a couple of websites. GSM Arena loads. But then again, it's not that heavy of a website either. Light websites do seem to load up pretty quickly. So that's, I would say, a more complicated website than the GSM Arena one. It still seems to load, which is fine. So does this one. Actually gonna, let's see AliExpress. It tends to run like shit on low-end phones. Well, DAP probably would run worse than the website version, honestly. Like, if anyone watching has used the AliExpress app, you can have a Snapdragon 8 Elite and still gonna run bad. But this is quite serviceable. Then again, you should keep in mind this phone it's recently factory reset, so right now it's performing at its peak. It would get worse than this. So starting off with Genshin Impact, I actually had this game pre-installed from a few weeks ago, and since then an update came out and now it's compiling shaders again. I'm not joking, downloading the whole game probably took like 6 hours, and compiling the shaders it takes like another 3 hours at least. The internet on this phone is so ridiculously slow, like I'm not gonna wait for this right now. Have to take my word for it. It runs on like 15 FPS. So now we're actually into Delta Force. We're playing with the smooth quality and medium FPS. I can't set it higher, and we're in game, and it runs pretty shit. Not gonna lie. We have some stuttering here. The game is definitely not very responsive, but it's not all that bad, to be honest. It could have been worse. Okay, I think we have an enemy here. Oh god. Alright, I think we see an issue here. I'm in a guest account, so I'm probably playing against bots right now. But alright, yeah, someone just got fucking killed by me shooting them with 3 FPS on Alcatel 3X. Poor people. It's probably a bot, let's be real. Like, it runs, but it's just not enjoyable with this kind of performance. Alright, so we're into a bot game I just set up for League of Legends Wild Rift, and there is a lot to say here. We're running on the lowest possible settings with the FPS uncapped to 60, but it's not really uncapped. Like, the phone is not even reaching 30. The performance is absolutely horrendous. So out of the blue, the game actually starts running on 30 FPS. Like, I'm not joking. It fixed itself. I don't know what happened. We're back to running on 15 FPS, by the way. I actually killed the boss. Wow, let's fucking go. Even in the menu, it runs horrendous. Alright, so I downloaded a new game that's, I believe, a successor to Subway Surfers called Subway Surfers City. Yeah, it just doesn't run all that bad. Frame rate, I can feel it dropping. Like, it's not absolutely not smooth 60 FPS, but it's playable. So yeah, basic 3D games, Candy Crush, Subway Surfers, this kind of shit, it's gonna run on this thing. One thing to note is that this phone just doesn't get hot. I guess there's nothing to heat up, to be fair. Honestly, I don't recommend this phone, or a phone like this. There are a ton of phones with this kind of processor, Helio P22. Not having big cores in 2026 is just, in my opinion, a deal breaker. If you're looking for an actual daily driver smartphone, and this is the living proof. You can have 4 gigs of RAM, 64 storage. It's still bad. Unless you're looking into really basic usage, there's not much point in getting a device like this. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video and would like to see more phone related content, drop a like, subscribe, and have a nice day. Bye.